A very happy and cheerful morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are fine at home and taking care of your health. So, we're back with our social studies class. And today we are going to start with a new chapter in history. That is chapter number 4 in the earliest cities. Now see, in history, as you know, we study about the olden days, how was the life, how was the culture, the places, the houses, isn't it? So the same way, in this chapter, we are going to study about the earliest cities and the village life and how were the buildings, how was the lifestyle. So all this we are going to discuss in this chapter. Let's start. Okay, so this is chapter number 4 in the earliest cities. So let's start with the chapter. Civilization comes from the Latin word civis. What is the Latin word? Civis. What it means? Which means someone who lives in a town. The word civis means someone who lives in a town. People are called civilized when they live in organized groups such as towns. Okay, people are called civilized when they live in organized groups such as towns. Okay, such organized groups are called civilizations. Most civilizations were developed along rivers. Okay, along the river areas, the most civilizations, they were developed. Why? Reason, as you know, that now they knew how to do farming. Okay, so they are dependent, they want food. So for farming, for better facilities, the civilizations were developed along the riverside. This happened because rivers supplied a continuous flow of water for farming and human consumption. Just as I said right now. Now talking about Indus Valley civilization. Very, very important. Please underline, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were the first cities that came up on the banks of the river Indus. Okay, so these were the first cities that came up on the bank of river Indus. These cities were a part of a rich civilization that flourished here between 2500 to 1500 BCE. Almost 3500 years ago. Imagine, we are talking about a city which was developed 3500 years ago. With the passage of time, these cities declined, were buried under the ground and then forgotten. Naturally, it's been 3500 years. So, it was declined, it was buried in the ground and it was even forgotten. It was thousands of years later, in 1921, that the first city, Harappa, was discovered. Harappa was discovered in the year 1921. Later, many more cities were excavated. Okay, so later what happened? Many more such cities were excavated. Historians and the archaeologists researched and concluded that these cities belong to a common culture. Okay, so all these kind of cities that were made thousands of years ago, as they said almost 3500 years ago. So what they said, the archaeologists, that they belong to a common culture. Since these cities were located in the valley of the river Indus, this culture began to be known as the Indus Valley Civilization. What it was known as? The Indus Valley Civilization. Why Indus Valley Civilization? Because it was located in the valley of river Indus. Okay, is it clear? Now, what does the archaeologist say? See, archaeologists and historians also refer to this civilization as the Harappan civilization. as Harappa was the first site to be excavated. Okay? Now, let's move on. The extent. What was the extent? In the beginning, archaeologists believed that Indus Valley civilization was limited to a small area around the river Indus. Okay, in the beginning, when they discovered about it, they thought it is only limited to the small area around the river Indus. This is what they thought. Further excavations revealed that it was spread over large parts of present-day Pakistan. Now see what they have said, that first the archaeologists thought that it is only limited till the river Indus, okay, that is around the river Indus, only a small part. But later on, as they tried to get more information, they find out that it also includes the present-day Pakistan. See, we know that first there was no Pakistan, there was only India, okay. So, this is why they have clearly mentioned present-day Pakistan. So, the part that has been included in Pakistan, earlier it was India only. So, this covers this part also. And the Indian states of Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Gujarat and Rajasthan. So, imagine how big it was. A number of sites have been discovered in these places. Important sites are Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. They are very important sites. They are often referred to as twin capitals of the civilization. They are often referred to as what? Twin capitals of the civilization. Other famous sites are Chanhu-daro, Kodiji and Amri. So, all these are in Pakistan. Rupar, that is Punjab, Banavali, that is in Haryana, Alamgirpur, Uttar Pradesh, Kalibandgar, Rajasthan, Lothal, Rojri, Dholavira, Rangpur and Goladharo. All these are in Gujarat. All these are where? They are in Gujarat. Okay, so all these were found out by the archaeologists. Now you can see this is a map. Okay, that is given in your textbook that shows the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, see this is the map. I'll just zoom it out. Okay, here you see there is Harappa, here is Mohenjo-daro, then here is Rangpur, Rojri, Lothal, then see Chanhu-daro. All these names we had mentioned here. Now moving on to the next, that is town planning. What is the next topic? Town planning. Now see, these places, they were made 3,500 years ago. So how was the planning at that time? What do you think? See, let's read and find out. The planned layout was the most stunning features of all Indus Valley cities. The cities were divided into two, sometimes more parts. The western part built on a raised ground known as the citadel or the Acropolis. Okay? And what they said was intersected each other at right angle. Okay? See what they have said. Let us read once again. It was surrounded by high brick walls which provided protection from floods. So see, the planning during that time, thousands of years ago, during that time also the planning was so good that they made high brick walls because they had this thing in mind that if flood comes, what will happen? Okay, so this is why they had developed high brick walls. The enclosed citadel area consisted of public buildings, religious structures and granaries. Okay, so many things were there. Then it was probably inhabited by the ruling class comprising priests and rich merchants. So during that time also, Who were the ruling ones? It was the priest and the rich persons. Okay, the rich merchants. They were the one who mainly lived in such kind of cities. It was very well made. It was organized very well. Okay, so I think we'll stop over here, and in the next class we will continue with the topic. So till that, God bless you all. Goodbye.